Hello students, today we'll be discussing the second part of the chapter, that is tissues. Previously we discussed about the tissues meristematic tissue, and in this video we'll be discussing the second part, that is permanent tissue. First we will recall what we discussed in the previous video. So in plant tissues we have mainly two types of tissues. So one is meristematic tissue and another one is permanent tissue. In plant, mainly two types of tissues are there. One is meristematic tissue and another one is permanent tissue. In meristematic tissue we have already seen three types. So depending upon the position of the meristematic tissues are three types, that is apical meristematic tissue, lateral meristematic tissue and intercalary meristematic tissue. We have already seen all these three types. Today we will be dealing mostly with this permanent tissue. So out of this permanent tissue we have mainly two types. So first one is simple permanent tissue and another one is complex permanent tissue. So from the name of these terms we can guess some ideas that what is some permanent tissues which are simple are known as simple permanent tissue, and some permanent tissues are very complex and these are known as complex permanent tissue. So we will first discuss about this simple permanent tissue. So let's jump into this permanent tissue. So first, permanent tissue. Permanent tissue, what is permanent tissue? The fully differentiated and mature tissues which have lost the capacity of division are called permanent tissue. What is permanent tissue? We have seen meristematic tissue, the tissues which are dividing continuously, again and again. The tissues which are dividing are known as meristematic tissue, and permanent tissue is opposite to this meristematic tissue. In permanent tissue what happens? The meristematic tissues which have lost the capacity of division and become permanent, they do not divide further, they become permanent. And the tissues, the meristematic tissues, we can define in another way. The meristematic tissues which have lost the capacity of division or which have lost the power of division are called permanent tissue. So all the permanent tissue, once they were meristematic tissue, so after dividing again and again, at some point of time they lost the division power, or they lost the capacity of division, and they become permanent tissue. So the fully differentiated and mature tissue which have lost the capacity of division are called permanent tissue. So there are mainly two types of permanent tissue, as we have already seen, that is simple permanent tissue and complex permanent tissue. First we will discuss the simple permanent one. So simple permanent tissue. Simple permanent tissue is made up of one type of cells. So permanent tissue, that is two types, that is simple one and complex one. The simple permanent tissue is made up of one type of cells, so that is very important. And if we see the complex one, in complex permanent tissue the tissue is made up of different types of cells, more than one type of cells. And in simple type permanent tissue, the tissue is made up of single type of tissues, single type of cells, sorry. So the tissue which is made up of single type of cells is known as simple permanent, and the tissue which is made up of 2-3 types of cells are known as complex permanent tissue. So complex permanent tissue we will be discussing later. So first we will discuss only the simple permanent tissue. So in simple permanent tissue is made up of only one type of cells, and the cells are either thin walled or thick walled and may be living or dead. So no matter whether it is living or dead, so the cell may be living or cell may be dead, or the cell wall of the cell may be thin or thick. So it may be anything, it may be thin also, it may be thick also, the cell may be living or the cell may be dead also. It doesn't matter whether it is living or dead, the cells of the tissue will be of one type only. So that is simple permanent. So simple permanent tissues are of the following types. So we have mainly three types of simple permanent tissue. We will be discussing these in this video. So first one is parenchyma tissue. So simple permanent tissue are of three types, that is parenchyma, collenchyma and sclerenchyma. We will be dealing one by one. So first one is parenchyma tissue. The cells of the parenchyma tissues are living, and their shape is generally oval or spherical, and they have intercellular space, and the walls of these cells are very thin. If we see here, this is parenchyma tissue. So many cells are there, and all the cells are of one type only. All these cells are parenchyma cells. So this is a cell, this is a cell, and these cells are living cells. Here I have given the cells of parenchyma tissues are living, and their shape is generally oval or spherical. The shape of the cell is generally oval or spherical, and they have some intercellular space. What is intercellular space? The space between two cells. If you see here, one cell, two, three. So here we can see some space are here. Similarly, between the cells, some space are here. So these space are known as intercellular space. So between these cells, the cells of this parenchyma tissue, some space are there, and the walls of these cells are very thin. If you see the walls here, these walls are very thin. So this is about parenchyma tissue. So now we will see where these parenchyma tissues are present. So parenchyma tissues are present mostly in the soft parts of the plant, such as epidermis, cortex, fruits, seeds, etc. So epidermis means this outer covering skin of the plant, and cortex means one part of the plant. So inside the plant, one region is there that is known as cortex. We will be dealing that later. So parenchyma tissues are present mostly in the soft parts of the plant, such as epidermis, cortex, fruits, seeds, etc. And the main function of this parenchyma tissue is to store water and food. So the main function of the parenchyma tissue is to store water and food, and they are present in the soft part of the plants, such as epidermis, then cortex, fruits, seeds, etc. In some parenchyma tissues, that is here we will see, in some parenchyma tissues, chlorophyll pigments are present. Parenchyma tissues are there, and in some parenchyma tissues, chlorophyll pigments are present, and these tissues perform photosynthesis. The chlorophyll is present means they will perform photosynthesis, and these tissues are known as chlorenchyma tissue. So parenchyma, just because of the presence of this chlorophyll, the name changes and it is now chlorenchyma because of this chlorophyll. So these tissues are known as chlorenchyma. When in parenchyma tissues chlorophyll are present, the parenchyma tissue is known as chlorenchyma tissue. And in some aquatic plants, aquatic means the plants which live in water. So in some aquatic plants, large air cavities are present inside the parenchyma tissues. In aquatic plants, in the parenchyma tissues, what happens? Large air cavities means free space, like bubbles, air bubbles. So free space air cavities are present inside the parenchyma tissues, which help them to float the aquatic plants on the water. So these air cavities help the plant to float on the water, and such parenchyma tissue with large air cavities are known as erenchyma tissue. So what is erenchyma tissue? The parenchyma tissue which have large air cavities inside them are known as erenchyma tissue. So air means air cavity. So the parenchyma tissue in which large air cavities are present are known as erenchyma tissue, and these air cavities help the plant to float on the water. So if you see the second type, that is collenchyma tissue. So in collenchyma, this is the picture of collenchyma tissue. The flexibility in plants is due to another permanent tissue called collenchyma. As you have seen, the plants are very flexible. It allows the bending of its stems and all, and tendrils. If you see these leguminous plants, the tendrils walks around the object and coils around any object and climbs. So the flexibility in plants is due to another permanent tissue, that is collenchyma. So the flexibility of plant is due to collenchyma tissue. It allows bending of various parts of plants like tendrils, stems of climbers without breaking. Without breaking, the tendrils and stems of some plants bend due to this collenchyma tissue. The cells of the parenchyma, collenchyma. The cells of the collenchyma tissue are oblique and slightly rounded. If you see here, the cells of this collenchyma tissue are oblique and slightly rounded, not fully rounded, slightly rounded, and the cells are living and walls are very thick. If you see here, the walls are very thick in compared to this parenchyma. The cells are living and the walls are very thick. Corners of each cell are more thick compared to other areas. If you see the corners here, this here it is given thickened corner, is all the corners are more thick in compared to other areas. If you consider this other area, and the corner are more thick. Collenchyma tissues are present below the epidermis of leaves, petioles, and stems of non-woody parts. So epidermis means this outer skin of the plant, and in the leaves also this epidermis are present, this outer skin of the leaves. So collenchyma present at the below the epidermis of leaves and petioles. What is petiole? If you see one leaf here, so in the leaf one stalk like is there, so this stalk is known as petiole. So collenchyma tissues are present in the stalks also, so in these petioles, and stems of non-woody plants. Some non-woody plants are there, and this plant on these non-woody plants the stems are these collenchyma tissues are present. They are absent in monocot. This is important. These collenchyma tissues are absent in monocot plants and roots. So about monocot we will discuss in the chapter I think in chapter 7. So they are absent in these monocot plants and in roots. So they are not present in monocot plants and roots. They are only present in the epidermis of leaves, petioles, stems of non-woody plants. We'll be discussing the third type. So that is sclerenchyma tissue. And what is sclerenchyma tissue? So sclerenchyma tissue, another type of permanent tissue is sclerenchyma. So sclerenchyma is the third type, and it is a tissue which makes the plant hard and stiff. So what is the function of this sclerenchyma tissue? The sclerenchyma tissue makes the plant hard and stiff. If you see some plants are there, they are very hard and very stiff. So because of this sclerenchyma, some parts of the plants are very hard because of this sclerenchyma tissue. So the cells of such tissue are highly elongated and with pointed ends. If you see these cells are highly elongated, long cells, and with slightly, if you see this cell with pointed ends, then the ends of the cell will be somehow pointed. So the cells of such tissues, these sclerenchyma tissues, are highly elongated with pointed ends, and these cells are dead. We have already seen in this parenchyma and collenchyma their cells are living, and in sclerenchyma the cells are dead. The walls of these cells are made up of a very hard substance called lignin. Lignin is a chemical substance which is very hard, and this lignin is present on the walls of sclerenchyma tissue. So if the question comes, the cell wall the cell wall of sclerenchyma tissue is made up of what? So it is lignin. Lignin is very hard substance which is present on the walls of the sclerenchyma cells. Often these walls are so thick that there is no internal space inside the cell. So inside the cell there is no space between this, there is no intercellular space. If you see in this picture, there is no intercellular space between the cells. So these tissues are present in stems, around vascular bundles, and in the veins of leaves, and in hard covering of seeds and nuts. So these sclerenchyma tissues are present in the stems, hard stems, around vascular bundles. About vascular bundle we will be discussing in the complex permanent tissue, and in the veins. If you see one leaf here, so in the leaf one line is there. So from this line small lines will go, and all these are known as veins. So veins are very hard. So these tissues are present in the veins also, and in the hard covering of seeds. If you see the coconut, the almond and all, so the hard covering of seeds and nuts, these sclerenchyma tissues are present. It provides strength to the plant parts. So what is the main function of sclerenchyma tissue? It provides strength to the plant parts, and it makes the plant very hard and stiff. So these are the three types of simple permanent tissue. In the next part we'll be discussing about the complex permanent tissue, and in that next part we'll be discussing about animal tissues. So up to this much, if you have any confusion, any doubt, you can ask me, and thank you for watching the video.